Hey, listen, Tiffany here. So let's talk about your business systems because Love is Blind had the internet in a chokehold, honey. Okay. So much so that I was interested in knowing what was going on. I'm like, what is going on? Okay. And so when it comes to your business, is your love blind, or rather, are your systems and your processes blind? Okay. So, typically or ideally, when you're in love, you overlook some things and there are things that others may see that you really don't see, but because you're in love, your mind really doesn't pick up on those things, but other people do. And so that's where we come up with the concept of love is blind, right? And so in another aspect, when you're so involved in your business, you are loving on it. It's your baby, and you're doing what you can to protect it. You're doing what you can to bring in revenue, meet your goals, meet the needs of your clients. But sometimes you're so invested and so hands-on, you don't notice the missing links, right? So what can you learn from what just happened with the Love is Blind reunion on Netflix? I am Tiffany Marshall from the System Suite, where I help independent business owners, solopreneurs, get more done by doing less work by way of systemizing and automating their business. So there are three things that I want you to take away from the Love is Blind reunion because it's important. And the first is to overcome your fear of technology. Technology will be technology. Mishaps will happen. You will be set up for a webinar or a workshop and something could go wrong. Many times, and more often than it should be, I run into or consult with independent business owners. That's just you. You are the owner of your business, right? They don't want to automate their business. They don't want to do systems because they feel like they're not comfortable enough with technology, and or they feel like their clients won't adapt to them using technology. So it's like, oh, I have this service, but oh, my clients are not going to go online and book an appointment. My clients are not going to complete a questionnaire. You know what? They're not, because you don't have that in place. Point blank, period. If people want to do business with you, if you have a quality service, if you have a relationship with them, they will follow whatever procedure you have in place. Because those same clients that you say don't want to use technology for other things. They're using technology to book appointments with their physician, to book appointments to get the V word. They're booking appointments to do everything else using tech, but because you have not expected them to, they don't. And let's just be honest, many times it's because we, as independent business owners, we don't want to use the tech. But as you see in the Love is Blind reunion, there was a technology glitch. And Netflix, as great as they are, they take our payments on time, but there was an error. So they had their team fixing whatever they need to do to solve the problem. So looking at that, notice that anyone can make a mistake, can make an error. I know for me, when there are companies that send out emails and let's say they misspelled a word or a link doesn't work or something is missing, I don't find that a time to laugh at them. I'm like, whew, it's refreshing. It's like, oh, there's somebody else who's human on the other side of the camera. That's how I feel. So keep that in mind. So overcome your technology woes. All right. Secondly, you want to understand that it's important to build loyalty. All of you all who are watching or waiting, you stayed around, you talked about it, so much so that people like me who have never viewed an episode or who was even waiting for the reunion, you are enticed us to, be excited. I'm jumping on Twitter. I'm like, what's going on? Because y'all, it had y'all in the chokehold, y'all. And then, it's a reunion, so it's juicy. You want to know what's going on, live taping. And that's because they have built a connection with you. You must do the same thing in your business. You have to build that loyalty, and you have to build good client relations, good client management. Your clients have to have a relationship with you, and that starts in what you initiate. People didn't just turn around and go to bed because the reunion didn't start on time. People were waiting up for hours, looking, searching, doing TikToks, tweeting, posting on Facebook. They were trying to get this information, and everybody else who was waiting, it's like it was a support group. It was a virtual support group of everybody patiently and impatiently waiting for this reunion. The memes on Twitter were hilarious. If you have not seen the memes on Twitter, go watch those memes. They were hilarious. So why is that? That is because you all have been waiting. You all know what to, well, you didn't know what to expect, but you are committed to this show. You're committed to this show. You're committed to the characters, not the characters, but the cast and whomever is on there. You were willing to see what was going on, and you were willing to wait. That is loyalty, and that's building your tribe, that's building your community. So how are you as a business owner doing that? And what systems do you have in place? What structure do you have in place to properly take care of your clients so that they feel like you care for them, and so that they feel like they're getting individualized attention? You want to build that. So if you're having a bad day, if you have to take a day off because you're not feeling well, if you go out of town for vacation, or if you're done with that project with that client is still loyal enough to you to be patient while you're out of the office. That client is still loyal to you to refer other clients. Okay. And the third and the final point that I want to share with you is that you have to deliver no matter what. Netflix understood that there is a delay. They let y'all know. They put up a little post on TikTok. They tweeted, and the tweets from Redbox and Blockbuster were hilarious because, I miss my weekends going to Blockbuster, going to the new release section and getting a good old VHS, because Blockbuster was like, see, our VHSs started on time. So I just love the narrative and everything that was going on, the commentary that was going on last night. Nevertheless, despite having technology difficulties, they kept their audience engaged, although waiting because there's brand loyalty. They still knew they had to deliver. And did they? Yes, they did. So no matter what, no matter how many clients you receive or take on your plate, you have to continue to deliver. But how can you deliver? You have to have the right processes in place. Before Netflix could stream that reunion, they had to iron out the kinks behind the scenes. And that's what you have to do in your business. In your business, you've got to iron out the kinks because you're trying to serve all these people, or you have high anticipation of serving so many people, but you're not even ready to serve these people. You might be okay with 1 client, 5 clients, maybe 10 clients, but when you start to really grow, you don't have the systems and processes in place to run a well-oiled machine. You don't have systems in place to guard you and to keep you from being overwhelmed and disorganized. Right? It's not cute to be the overwhelmed entrepreneur. No one wants to work with a business owner that's complaining, that's dragging, because you're not even showing up and appearing to be a professional that people want to play. Hey, last week on Instagram, I'm live on Instagram every Friday at 1. I did a short live. My Instagram's on Friday of 5 minutes. I did a short live on how you get people to pay you. People will pay what they believe you deserve. Not what you ask for. People pay you based on how they perceive your value. So if you really want to be that professional that's well paid, you have to deliver and be ready to serve people in an organized manner. People with a budget to pay you don't want sloppy service. People with a budget to pay you want you to be organized, and they have higher expectations than somebody who is on a different budget level. Let me just keep it like that. Okay. So love is blind, but your systems should not be. One, you need to make sure that you get over your woes and your fear of technology. One, you. Okay. And secondly, your clients. Your clients will use technology, whatever system you put in place. if you set that standard. And I'm sorry, it's 2023. Like, if you are not using tech in your business in some kind of way, you could possibly, well, you are definitely slowing yourself down. So get over your fear of technology, having the systems in place. You don't need a lot of technical experience. Trust and believe, you don't. So get over your fear of technology. Second, you have to build client loyalty. You have to build client relationships. People stayed around to watch the reunion because they were connected to the show. Are people connected to your business? What systems do you have in place to nurture relationships with your clients? How are you managing your client load? And how are you anticipating, right? How are you planning to handle the clients that you want to come in? You may have one client right now. You may have none. You may have a lot. But what structure do you have in place to nurture those relationships and manage those clients once they're on board? And lastly, you want to make sure that you are prepared, right, to deliver. Get yourself together off screen. You can look as good as you want to look online. Your website can be tight. Your social media posts can be right. But once people cross that line and pay you, you need to be ready to deliver quality customer service. You need to have systems and processes in place in which your business can work without you doing everything. Like, I just want to shake so many of us and be like, yo, you don't have to do everything in your business. There should be some things that you have on automation. How will you have your systems and structure together? So yes, love is blind, but your systems should not be.